everyone, my name is Christopher, and in this video I will share one important tip for every single DPS character to help you improve at the game, rank up and have more fun. And we'll start off from left to right. And on Ashe, next time you play the character and swing on a target, instead of just hard scoping and trying to land your shots, you can go for the Hipfire tech, right? This way you will be able to inflict insane amounts of burst damage without letting your enemy supports burst heal that target, because if you go for something like this character is gonna be above the headshot threshold, because burst heal in this game is overpowered. Moving on to Bastion, and I don't think people understand how to use his form, and there are a few tips that you can actually go for. You need to use your form when your team goes in, especially your tank, right? Because if you press form too early, you will be the first priority to get killed, and if you press your form late, your tank is gonna be dead. What I suppose to do, or I suggest you to do, is to go for a 3-2-1 thing. You can bind it in the you can bind it in the settings. It's called countdown. You go for 3-2-1, and at the end you press your form and you beam. And even if your team does not understand what you are speaking about first time, next time you press 3-2-1, they will all understand and follow up. This is a great way to synchronize your approach and get better results at the game. Cassidy is just an abomination of a character, but there are a few tactics that you need to know when it comes to this character. First of all, you can use the fan roll fan combination. So you fan roll fan, and then if you feel very if you feel the character, you can actually go for fan roll fan, and you can reload, cancel your thing and go for another fan, or perhaps like try to headshot opponents. This way you will be able to utilize your ultimate, which is a complete abomination and garbage, to the full potential. Reload with it, or perhaps stay alive because it gives you damage reduction. When it comes to Echo, I think a lot of players are forcing themselves to fly a lot more than you should, because if you'd look at your abilities, it's a lot easier to land them if you are not flying. It's easier to left click, it's easier to right click when you are standing on the ground. One thing that you need to understand about Echo is that you can be a poke character or you can be an assassin character. And by assassin, I mean you go for something like this. So let's imagine that the bot right here is a target that we want to assassinate. You want to go as high as you possibly can, then you want to land directly to his side or his back, and then go for left click plus right click to cancel your animation. Boom boom, something like this, and then finish him off with the beam and perhaps fly away from safety. We can do that once again, left click right click, and then you slowly finish off the target. Perhaps you want to use a copy to do something else. So when I do it like this, best characters to copy are going to be the characters with valuable ultimates that will allow you to easily farm it and have enough insane value. When it comes to Genji, I think players are not understanding how to use his kit properly. When you are playing Genji, you have to go for something like this. So your drill should be something like this. You go for right click and then press shift immediately. You stop, turn around, you right click and melee. Okay, so if you do it fast, it should look something like this. The reason you want to stand still after you do it is because you have a clear shot at the target, but if you move, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to unleash your full potential, right? So you wanna right click, cancel the right click, dash behind the target, go for the right click and melee. You will be able to see so many interesting results with this character. And next time you wanna nanoblade, you wanna make sure you ping it, and then you wanna make sure your Ana sees you, and you wanna go up and go for the dragon blade, right? And you wanna destroy, just like in a movie clips that you see. When it comes to Hanzo, the best thing you do is you wanna be as silent as you possibly can, because the worst target to shoot is the target that knows about your presence when you are playing Hanzo. You have to understand that the best targets to hit are gonna be the ones that never expect you there. So you wanna go for the shots when they are not ready for you. From behind, from the back, so you wanna shoot, you wanna show yourself, move to another target, or not the target, excuse me, move to another place and destroy them from it. Another thing I see newer players are doing is the fact that you are spending your E mindlessly. You want to be as precise as you possibly can. Perhaps next time you see a target, you don't want to shoot right away. You want to read his movement. Maybe he's going in a straight pattern like this, and you will be able to catch him somewhere in the middle. That's gonna be it for the Hanzo. Beautiful mythic skin. I absolutely love it. When it comes to Junkrat, your best bet is to hold rooms. Like this, if I'll be able to, yep, escape it. So the best way you can do when holding rooms is to be silent, let enemies come and then surprise them with your Junkrat incredible skills. I don't think there is much to the character outside of that. You wanna hold corners, you wanna hold rooms, and like usually you shoot 3 shots and move to a different location to really surprise your enemies. The same with Hanzo. I think people don't use Mei Wall properly for the majority of the time. There are a few unconventional ways that you can use it. First of all, of course, you want to block characters, right? You can do it behind and then just melee them to death, or excuse me, left click them to death. Another thing that you can do is you can block very valuable ultimates with your Mei Wall. Let's imagine that Junker Queen is about to ulti. She is showing you with all her, like, she shows that she wants to ult. You can just block it and she's gonna ult nothing. Another thing that you can block is gonna be Zarya Grav. You can block Arisa ultimate. You can block... What else is there? You can block Diva Bomb, you can block Reinhardt Shatter, you can block so many things with this wall. Another thing you can do is you can stall points, right? So let's imagine that this is the Lijiang Tower and you are holding this corner. This is the point and enemies need to touch, right? So what you do is you wall them, and then if they break one wall, you substitute that with yourself, with your shift. And this way, you will be able to surprise your enemies with unbreakable wall. They would have to shoot another section, and perhaps by the time they did it, they're gonna lose and die from cringe. When it comes to Pharah, you have to understand that your ability, which is called concussive shot, blast, something, can be used not only to give you movement, but to boop enemies off high ground. I think many players don't really realize the importance of doing that. Another thing you can do is you want to go for the jump shot and then the shift combination. This way you will fly, I don't think I got it, but this way you will fly a lot higher than you would without doing that. And I understand that you lose 40 HP, but if you are playing Pharah, you want to have a mercy pocket with you to really help you out with the health that you don't have. When it comes to Reaper, character is incredibly straightforward. One thing that you can do is you can animation cancel with your left click. So you want to left click and Q. This way you will be able to pull off additional free shot that will allow you to get more damage in a fight. Sojourn is pretty straightforward, nothing new to the character, although you have to understand that shooting legs for the majority of the time is a lot easier than shooting body, because as you can see, leg model is a lot wider than the body model, right? And especially if you look at it from the front. So if you have troubles charging your rail, perhaps you want to aim for the enemy legs, right? This way you will be able to farm it in a lot more consistent manner. Another thing you want to know about Sojourn is the fact that you can't access some high grounds if you are not jumping before you slide. So you want to jump, slide, jump. And this way you will be able to get to the high grounds that you wouldn't be able to go for if you are just sliding. So jump, slide, jump. Okay. Also, another thing that you need to shoot before you're in between your overclock kills. So you wanna rail, overclock, shoot, overclock, shoot, overclock, shoot. It's not important, but it's gonna grant you additional damage. When it comes to soldier, you need to have a healthy balance between you flanking and you standing main with your team. I understand when they are having like heavy dive composition with Tracer and Doomfist, flanking on a soldier is gonna mean an inevitable death. Well, in reality, if they are going for a stationary build, it's really nice if you can surprise your enemies with additional pressure that you apply from the flank, right? because you have self-sustain, you don't need your teammates to back you up, and then your abilities are perfect for you to go for a flank. I think Soldier is just the better Tracer in the current state of the game, right? Another thing you can do is you can go for the heal cancel when you are going for your ultimate. So what you want to do is you want to shoot until you don't have bullets. Like, this is what I usually do. I don't have bullets anymore. I place my shield, so you shoot, place your E and then Q at the same time. And this way you will be able to get your ultimate, plus your healing pod is staying on the point. Also, if you are shooting enemies in the head while you are in the ultimate, they receive more damage from the headshot, right? Trimple has that. When it comes to Sombra, I think players are hacking wrong enemies, because realistically speaking, you want to hack only enemies with movement abilities, right? So who do you want to hack before you Virus? Perhaps D.Va, Doomfist, maybe you want to hack Winston, maybe you want to hack who else is there? Tracer, maybe you want to hack another Sombra, perhaps you want to hack Widowmaker so she doesn't grapple, and very important to hack Mercy and Echo and Pharah, because they will fall down if you do that, right? Outside of that, I don't think you need to hack anyone before you apply virus, because it really doesn't matter and you're just wasting time and ability to destroy them, right? So what you want to do is you want to hold your shift, and I understand that there is a downtime for you to get out of the invis, but you just hold shift, apply virus, and try to devour enemies, and then maybe translocate her away to safety. I think Symmetra is a very straightforward character. One thing you can change is you go to change hero, Symmetra, and then on your crosshair you want to click show accuracy. This is gonna help you understand the timing on your full charge right click, because the difference between a full charge right click and not full charge is that important 200 HP threshold that you can hit to kill a 100 HP target, right? Because if you don't full charge, you will end up in a situation where dude would be with 1 HP, right? Another thing you can do is you can TP bomb, you pre-place your bombs on the ground, and then you teleport them closer to an enemy, and they will teleport as well. You can also teleport Orisa ultimate, D.Va ultimate, you can teleport Torbjorn, turret, and yeah, that's gonna be it. When it comes to Torbjorn, I think like character is straightforward, very strong. And one thing that I see is that people waste his ultimate like this. So this is like the typical ultimate usage on Torbjorn below Grandmaster, and even though it looks scary, it is absolutely not. One thing that you can do is you can go for stuff like this, calm approach, when you are like deliberately choosing targets to go for like your ketchup, right? So they can feel like a proper hot dog. So next time you tap instead of pressing it. When it comes to Tracer, there are a few interesting techniques that you need to learn if you want to be good at the character. First of all is obviously blink recall. This will allow you to finish enemies in style, because if you kill a target, that's okay, but when you blink, kill it. That's just beautiful, and I absolutely love it. So as you can see, you need to look at your range, you need to understand how to do it properly, but if you're standing closer to an enemy and you think that you will just blink past him, you can turn around and do it. Of course, it's gonna take time, and Tracer has to be one of the most challenging character when it comes to your mechanics, but if you get the grip of it, you will have more damage per second. Another thing is that Tracer is throwing her pulse bomb on the right side, not on the left side, and if you throw it like this, you're gonna miss, right? But if you go for stuff like this, you will hit. So you want to make sure that you are approaching enemies from the right side, and perhaps this has to be the best way, because they are moving like this, AD, 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 crouching, and then you are coming them from the right side, and then you throw it. This is going to be the perfect way to use your pulse bomb. For the Widowmaker, there are a few settings that you need to learn, and the first one is going to be relative aim sensitivity while zoomed, and it has to be 3789 if you are playing on 103 field of view and 16:9. This will allow you to have 1:1 aim ratio, and it will allow you to have pretty much the same sensitivity between your right click and hipfire. Another thing you need to know is that by default this is 100%, and what it does is that, yes, it grapples you to the thing you maybe want, but for the majority of the time it grapples you to some very weird stuff, and you can't really grapple to the floor and stuff. So I would suggest you going for 35%. This way, even if you try to grapple, it's going to fail, because as you can see, I am not aiming at the target. So this is going to be it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section what do you think. See you in the next one. Take care.